if we get towards map number 3 as well, of course, Inferno, that would be the decider. I think that'd be a pretty easy one for VP, just on paper. It's such a strong map for them.
This is a good pulse check, though. For sure, for the Renegades, picking Vertigo into VP. Let's see what we can get from them. Pistol round going to be starting off here. Let's see what we've got in terms of positioning. Aggressive control in towards the A ramp. Not really being tested by Renegades just yet, which that's what most teams do. That is the meta. So this is already counter meta. This is already a little bit interesting, and they're going to try and keep VP guessing. If they hit in towards B right now, they're not even going to test or face out towards the ramp. But here comes the kills. Ince gets the first. Buster down. That's going to be a blown plant as well secured. Malta punching in the numbers. Yekindar trades one, but Ince continuing to press forward. The bodies are dropping for VP. They do have a molly, a flash, and a smoke kit to try and get back in and get this defuse. That's going to be a little bit tricky to do. Dungy, nice shot. Got a really close angle, though. Ince continuing to enforce his will. And this is just kill after kill coming in. 4 in total. But James, now the big boss of the server, he's got the kit. He still has some time to tap this. But Hats was right behind him. He had no idea. The shot to the back of the head. The execution kill comes in, and Renegades take the pistol.
Yeah, that's what we need to see from them. We know it. We have no idea what to expect of them here on Vertigo, but kick things off with that initial pistol to get off to a strong starter and hopefully be able to convert off of it. Now it's fantastic. And yeah, he's one of the players we know is gonna need to show up here for Renegades. And for him to start firing with a 4K, yeah, amazing signs. We'll see now whether anything can be done in this round from VP, because they aren't even bothering to go for that force buy. It's actually just a single B250 and then a deagle on Yekindar as well that's been invested into. So a kill or 2 at most is really all I'm expecting here for VP. That would be worthwhile even for the small bit of investment they put in. SMG is, though, pretty heavy on the Renegade side onto 3 of the players, so there's a chance for that money to be built up for sure.
You know, it's funny. This is the one map where the expanded mini-map just doesn't make logical sense in my brain. Like, I find it very hard to find the connection. For anyone who's like me and struggles, if you look towards the bottom right on the lower level, you see those 3 little blue arrows. Those lead into A. You can then see on the upper map where it connects. Brain has trouble overlaying those images on each other. Just a little clarification while we've got a bit of a slower round. Hats has taken one. He's actually quite vulnerable just with the MAC-10, but he's realized the presence on A, and the Renegades have found a gap on B. Bomb will go down. This round should be done, dusted, all but secured. And honestly, for VP, there's nothing really worth saving. Some deagles, but there's also no real opportunity for exits. It's a tough map to battle in if you don't have a quick flank to try and catch players off guard. There's pretty much always an absence, and Hats has made sure that they're going to be able to get back in towards spawn without issue.
Yeah, the hope is really just that the exits would come true, but as we can see, they're not. As you said as well, they are able to just ensure that they have that exit route cleared up, and that allows for all 5 players to survive. This is absolutely perfect for Renegades. Build up some money, build up some confidence, don't let anyone go down. And well, even now coming into this first gun round, it's not too great for VP. They get the op for JM. It's glassed cannon though. The rifles coming out are not going to be backed up by very much utility at all, unless they sacrifice a weapon to a FAMAS or something, which they haven't, and they can't get a kit, so they can't get a kit. Yeah, this is not looking too good. Even those weaker weapons still in the hands of Renegades are going to be very effective with only 2 players having helmets, and James just in general not having any Kevlar. So this is going to be tough. The aggression as well is something that's limited without that Kevlar, obviously, especially when you know your opponent has those nades and those MAC-10s and such that are going to be moving a little bit quicker.
This could be a prime opportunity as well, because you do have James in the side hallway, but if multiple SMGs run him down, there's only so much you can do with an AWP before you get overwhelmed. And he's not in a position where he can just shot and fall. He's going to need to shot, beat, and then fall. If that makes sense. There's going to be a half-second pause before he can get back around the corner. Basically, he's vulnerable to a trade, is what I'm saying. It does put him in a bit of an awkward spot, and they are eventually going to come in towards this A hit, the traditional play of Vertigo. The forte of it, if you will. There's already a player down the B stairs as well, so there's good forward information for VP. That means that Kickert can be responsible for mid, and they can be key players here on A. This is well set up. Well defended. And Renegades defusing. First player goes down. No one's there for the trade on the side hallway. So Jim will come away with a big kill. Yekindar another from on high. This is falling apart for the Renegades early. A rifle's been dropped as well, so that is one of their precious guns. And it does seem like the Renegades maybe want to back away. That bomb's been tossed, picked up. Now they're redoubling their efforts on the hit. They've worked the player up the side hole. This is all getting a little bit awkward. What can Malta do? Trying to find his way outside of the smoke. He's going to get caught. Takes him down. Now we see two players working together up the ramp. 23 seconds. No longer can bail out. They don't have the option. Ints will get nothing. At some point in there, apparently Ints tagged Seiko, but that is the only damage Renegades really get into the round.
All right, Mike. Quick correction here. Apparently, we have two different vetoes. The one we were given on Discord differs to the one that's on HLTV. Our one claims Renegades picked Vertigo, which, yeah, was a bit surprising.
Yes.
And the other one claims VP picked Vertigo, which makes a lot more sense. It does make a lot more sense.
That does make a lot more sense.
Yeah, I mean,
all right, we were lied to.
Even better start here for Renegades then. Obviously, they lost this the opening gun round, but it was also the bonus. They had kept multiple SMGs, so they can bounce back here.
Look, man, I just took it at face value that our producers weren't sabotaging us. No, I'm kidding. It's mistakes get made. It's a simple error. But this does clarify a lot. I thought that it might be that Renegades was just cooking up something crazy in the lab on Vertigo, but they really don't play the map, generally speaking.
That was my bad, too. Oh. Killed by Buster either way. Malta, who goes down early on, and yeah, they don't really have any nades left. Already down by a player, having only a flash and a molly to work with to try and actually, well, get something done in this round is really not a good position to be in. Smoke over, I believe, there. But yeah, they are looking to try and maybe move over towards this A-bomb site eventually. They do still have one player lurking down towards the ladder, I believe, just making sure they're not going to be getting flanked if that mid-push comes through. But here we go, James. He's going to find some contact on the up. The peek about to come in from that player, shoulder peeking over and over again, and actually works to bait out the initial shot from James. Ambitious with that flick attempt right there. Not going to be connected either, but at the moment, he's kind of just keeping Renegades at bay. Those up shots are like a warning for them not to go forward, at least not until everyone is ready. And when they are now, you can see they are going to begin to push in. The issue is, VP have been given plenty of warning. They've got 4 players already here to hold down the bomb site.
Bobbing and weaving. It looks like a shooting gallery in a carnival ride. There's going to be some kills coming through. That's a big one for Sicko. That might allow them to get this bomb plant. Yekindar is here. And he's going to burn a player without even peeking. As Inst apparently take that Molly spread. And Sicko can't get away. Yekindar barely has to see a player in that round. And he collects 2 kills. Now the scoreline is tied up. The money is drained for Renegades, particularly without a bomb plant here. And here's where Virtus.pro can start to take serious control of this game.
Yeah, should be able to win this round anyway. I don't think they're going to struggle against just Glocks. Yeah, not a single, but oh no, sorry, 1 P250 they're being invested into for hats, but that is it. So a kill or 2 even would be successful for Renegades considering what they have into this round, but VP, they want to be having a clean one, as you said, building up some economy, building up some control, and looking to try and just get things going here on their own map choice, which again was the correction that we needed because our VO was wrong. We were lied to, as Mike said. Oh. Alistair survives at least there, but he gets tagged up. I don't know. Well, technically, the other one could be wrong, but the VP pick and Vertigo makes so much more sense that I'm just going to presume our one was wrong.
You never know. Maybe
unless VP just made that, unless HLTV just made that presumption and was like, nah, surely Renegades didn't pick that. Must have been VP.
I mean, Dust 2 is one of Renegade's best maps. It just makes so much more sense if we.
Yeah, it does.
But who knows? All right. Renegades have taken some positioning around the stairs. Who's going to be ready to receive them? 2 players. Well set up, actually. The danger panel does not provide danger cover. Kika gets next as well. He's trying to find more through smoke. He might just get it. Buster instead. No, never mind. All Kika. Buster's finally gets one. He's like, that one's mine. No ace for you. Come on, man. We were all spraying at the same targets. Give me one.
Yeah, the round one is all that really matters, though, so I don't think they'll be too upset.
That's what they want.
Buster needs one more kill, though, so they're all on 4. Yeah, I want Buster to line up with them on 4 there. Couldn't keep it even, though. He couldn't keep it even in this round, because one person is going to be, even if they get the teammates, one person's still going to be on the wrong number to match things up. I like
we
the
just need
symmetry, you
him to
know?
get a kill and then everyone dies, right? Can
Oh
you
yeah,
get the
true. They
symmetry?
could lose the round, but I'm not going to put that jinx onto VP right now. They definitely don't want that. James, where's he trying to go aggressive mid, apparently? I think he got naded initially and then spammed down by Alistair. Either way, he just didn't have a good time, and there's an early advantage for Renegades. One of the better starts they've had into these gun rounds so far. They can slow things down, they still have plenty of time, and obviously it's VP more so now who feel the pressure to maybe make a little bit of a play to see what's going on. And, well, yeah, Sanji actually decides he wants to just follow up on mid.
Yeah, Kindar here on the side hallway. That's the bomb. Bring a rotation in as well, and he's going to hold strong. 2 huge kills. An opportunity for Renegades that is now likely lost. And Molly goes in as well to prevent them from chasing him down, and the pressure's on towards the ramp. Now the jig is up, the position is known, and nade damage is coming in hot and heavy. What can the Aussie boys bring back into this one? Virtus.pro are well set up to defend. Almost planted. They're actually trying to get above the smoke, which isn't a bad shout. There's a trade. Now a 2v2. This is viable, if still difficult. Bomb has to make its way towards site. And Ince has to keep Alistair alive while he plants it. Ince will succeed in doing so, and Alistair, the new addition, does get the bomb down. It's all on Kickert, but Kickert's already collected one. The 1v2 clutch available, and he should have a pretty good idea of where Alistair's playing from. You can see he's zeroed in on the side hallway. Alistair has an option, could wrap around towards ramp. Kickert, time having elapsed, processes that possibility. He's gone to the M4. Make this happen, swapping between the guns. Smoke goes on, might just go to stick this defuse. Does have the kit to play with. There's going to be the spot, not the kill though. Alistair got the better of him, and the Renegades tie up the scoreline, get an op to boot. They are going to take their first gun round.
Yeah, puts a stop to what was a 3-round win streak for VP. They were able to, at least VP that is, were able to come out with a pretty clean anti. They didn't lose any players in that round. Oh yeah, he has none, unfortunately. It just doesn't match up to what Vizsla were delivering to us in that last one. They had amazing pictures. Oh yeah, obviously, but I was hoping they might have still had him in the picture, you know? But Vizsla, they had the best poses, so they wouldn't have matched up anyway. So I guess the response from Renegades was, let's not try with it. we can't beat Vizsla in the poses. 3-3. As you said, Renegades, they bounce back. The buy is here from VP, but if they were to lose this one, then Renegades would have an opportunity to go up towards 5 rounds, most likely. The only issue is, their buy is a bit dodgy. They have a UMP and 2 MAC-10s, so it's not too great. Oh no, I thought that spam was on for a moment. That looked like it was pretty close to connecting. It should at least force Jane back off of the position, though. Yeah, force to drop the smoke at that point, fall away, and that'll allow Renegades, if they want to start moving up the ramp and taking that control. In the meantime, though, Buster's actually pushed forward on B. It could be a bit of an issue if Renegades group up and actually push out on this together to try and at least trade, but yeah, if it's only Malta who is to go forward, then they would have been in trouble, but they are indeed beginning to group up together. Flash being thrown, but he does hear it. Actually, I don't even think it popped out in the open all that much. Either way, he had turned and ends up coming out with 2 kills. That is a fantastic result. This slows them for the few seconds. Will out for Kickert and the second player as well behind them to get in position. And B is unlocked. There is no entry right now for Renegades.
Being rebuffed at every turn. Molly will chase them back. Now they're going to go down. No, they're committing to the B-Stairs fight, it seems. Seiko's found a bit of a toehold. And he'll widen this and let his teammate on. 3 players are here for VP. This is going to be a tough fight. Play around with the AWP, gets swung from the pillar. Down he goes. All on Ince now, and it's only a matter of time before James connects a shot. He is down for the count. Virtus.pro climb back into the big play from Buster. He busted all the plans for Renegades.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, now HLTV says Renegades picked Vertigo.
Ah, so they got the correction. We were right the whole time, which is
apparently.
crazy.
Yeah, okay, I'm back to being confused like we were going into this one. Yeah, it must just be a map that Renegades have put a lot of time into. Have the odds got worse? They have. Renegades.
They have got worse.
It's only been a few rounds. I don't think you could have made much more of a judgment.
I think it's off
guess
the veto,
people who were
assume.
holding out on them. Yeah, maybe actually. I guess the people who are holding out on them as well were waiting to see how the first few rounds go, hoping that it'd be a a very strong start for Renegades, but obviously it's not quite what we're getting at the moment as they're put back on the eco. And as James snatches an opening kill, this should be relatively straightforward for VP. They're not struggling so far against Kevlarless opponents with only a few upgraded pistols even. No, that was a weird one.
Ooh. That was a bit of a weird one.
It's the only time I've ever seen a dynamic VO.
An odd one there, but yeah, this is working out very nicely this round. Not an odd one for VP. They're going to comfortably take this through. Sanji, the only player who doesn't get in on the kills. They're still maintaining such an even scoreline. Look at this, 6-6, 7-7-7. Everybody's keeping pace. It's not a race. It's a, it's like a, you know, the three-legged race, except with all of them. How many legs would that be? 5 players.
Oh God, don't make me do math.
1 leg shared between. 3 for every. Wait, no. How would that work? You'd have 2 on the outside, and then you'd have. I'm gonna have to draw this to understand it myself. I'm not gonna try and guess the number of legs. Chat, guess how many legs there would be in a 5-person, 3-legged race.
Ooh,
let us know what you think. Kills coming in hot and heavy, and again the Renegades explode on impact. Sorry, I cut you off there. Dean had to just jump back into the action. Let's see if Malta and Inns can save their team here in this round. They're lost and lower. Inns just starting to make his way up the stairs, just starting to creep on out of here. There's a player back left behind the girder. And I don't know that he's going to have much luck. That is a thick girder now. Nice, safe haven to stand behind. Load bearing. Might say, here comes the swing. Ince needs the opener, but missing the first. That'll be the cause for Buster to swing and Buster to polish off the last 2. Nice play for Buster. Nice round for VP.
Yeah, VP, they seem to be finding form here early on. I was kind of okay with it when we thought it was VP's pick. We were like, okay, yeah, but it doesn't really make much of a difference either way whose pick it is. Renegades are playing her on Vertigo, and apart from the initial couple of rounds that they found the success in, it is looking kind of flat in these actual gun rounds. The money, not too out of control, yeah, for VP, but it's getting towards that position, and especially when they're in this round again with only some pistols being upgraded. If they take another clean one here, the money then will start to look really fantastic, and it's going to just make it so much harder for Renegades to break their way back into it, to start building up that momentum, and to get any control back. But here we go, they're going to swarm out mid. Sanji, he has help from the upper up above.
I like this utility usage in towards mid. I don't know what they're going to do now. 180 just over the berm. That's not really going to chase Jane back, and Sanji's below him, so this is a great setup for VP. They threw a nice little double nade up through the window, which would have caught a player standing close up. But that's it. It doesn't work. No one's standing there, so they don't catch them. This was a low percentage round to begin with. I just kind of like the idea of going for it. I always enjoy when Vertigo teams focus more on the possibilities that mid opens up. I think it's an underutilized section of the map for so many rosters that just like to run an A hit over and over and over and over and over again. And I think there could be so much more. I know the community at large hates Vertigo. I think this map has so much potential.
Yeah, I actually don't mind it. It was something fresh that was brought in. They've been changing it up as well, so it's always something a little bit fresh. Seeing those adjustments, it's nice to have something that's not just the map that's been there forever in the map building, you know?
Yeah, and it's a map that integrates verticality in a way that so few maps in Counter-Strike touch. So let's see what they can do. Ramp control taken. As I just said, they had more of a focus towards mid. They said, hey, UA ramp takes 2. Don't worry about that. We got the potential. They've got a couple players up. They've got some positioning. There are 3 here from VP, though, so they should be decently set up to hold this. I think a lot's going to come down to this opening pick. If they can deal with Jame, isolate Jame, a chance to get majorly onto the site. But that Molotov's going to cut them up, prevent them from working together as a unit. And meanwhile, Jame is creeping ever further, ever closer to taking a peek in and trying to collect the kill. And he's so good with this. He's so fast at these particular early picks. But it seems like that's what they're gonna do. Alistair, though, he gets tagged, but it's not a kill shot, and he gets himself ahead. That's a huge scalp to take early on.
Yeah, no, that was insane. You were hyping up Jame and you were saying how he can deliver, but Alistair was just too quick for him. So yeah, the early advantage for Renegades, not a position we've seen them have too often so far, and Well, it doesn't really last for them all that long here either, but Yekindar, look at this position. He wants a lot more from this, trying to see if anyone else is going to show themselves before he actually tries to do this. And, well, he realizes they're falling away at this point. Does at least catch that one kill, but most importantly, gets the info for his teammates to begin rotating a little bit quicker and to get into position. But look at Inns. He's moved back in. Now it gets a little bit hard to read for the boys over on VP. You can see they're actually leaving B just as Alistair moves in with the bomb, and he's incredibly low. Oh, and Inns has actually picked off Kickard, moving back to A. Buster's going to realize, oh, the bomb isn't even here. They've been bamboozled.
Ooh. But he gets that kill so quickly. The thing is, if he doesn't kill Inns quickly, maybe he thinks the bomb's over towards A for longer, and he buys so much as it is. Alistair's going to go forward, nearly gets that kill. Oh, a bullet away from victory here, but Buster pulls it off, manages to go back and get the op. Has he left himself enough time? Actually kind of nervous about this. He's got the kit. Yes. Yes, he has enough time. Maybe a bit nervous that he went back for the AWP, but he does take it through. He knows his time management. He knows his clock. He's going to be A-okay. Look at the money. Look at the money, Dean.
Yeah, no, I said it was starting to get out of control. It is getting a little bit ridiculous. Even after how close that round was, they can buy back in and they still have loads left. Renegades need to pick up the pace. They need to salvage back a few rounds in a row at least. I mean, by the time they basically need to get a few rounds in a row to have a decent half, and it's only by that point that they will end up breaking the economy of VP. And even then, going into like last round, maybe they lose a couple of players. So it's not looking too good here for Renegades anyway on the first half of Vertigo. It is the T side where we'd be hoping to be seeing a bit of a stronger half from them even.
Generally
they are at least back on the full
point.
right. Up for Sicko as well. Can he compete up against Jame? We didn't see Jame have much success in that previous round. It's actually instead Buster who wanted to go aggressive over on B. There was a flash that came in, but apparently it wasn't too effective. Malta below was able to just spot those legs and, well, give an early advantage again to Renegades. This time, it's in a much calmer situation as well, so it's not just going to immediately be traded back. It's also not a spot where VP basically already know what was going on, because when they got the initial kill on the ramp the previous time, there was multiple players spotted that they were moving up. So VP were already rotating into position and such. This time, Renegades, they get it off at a default. Now they start moving back over towards A. But I believe that's Jame there in the side alley, who could be a bit of a pain in their side, potentially, if they aren't even cautious of the flank, or just of the side alley in general.
Ooh, he's going to stick around. They're not clearing him at all. They come back to look to see if he might be coming on the flank, but he's still going to have sightlines. And he's just going to stick this. He's just going to stick this. He thinks he's got enough cover from the crane. They don't realize it's gone. No, Malta figures it out. Malta isolates. And that was a little bit too bold of a play there, Jam. Wanted to see if he could get away with one. He cannot. Yekindar going to be withdrawing here, and he'll actually get collected on the flank by Inns. So it's a good round for Renegades. It's not just a round win, which, yes, they desperately needed, but it's a convincing one. 4 players alive. Good A-site take, good hold in the post, and a flanker working his way through the entire time. That's what you like to see. Malta with the impact, 2 big kills there, 2 important kills. We won't worry about his ADR. That's a little less impressive of a number.
Yeah, having the impact, that's what matters. If you can keep that up now as well. If a few of them can step up to join Inns, who's actually leading the way by quite a bit there in terms of the frags, then yeah, there is still the chance that a decent enough half at least could be salvaged for Renegades. Sicko, I don't think he spotted that player who was pushing down. I thought the head may have shown for a second, but it seemed to be the case. Either way, they do know there's a possibility of VP pushing on rampant. Well, they know now for sure as the mollies come in. A flash through as well. Sanji doesn't really care about absorbing a bit of that damage in order to actually take the control for his team. Even thinks a bit further there as the nade comes in, but yeah, they can hang on to this. He could drop another smoke if he wanted to waste the extra few seconds, but decides that's probably not a good idea even. Wants to just fall back away and leave the op posted up on the aggressive angle. And well, is going to immediately begin to move back around, and it seems to be at a good timing, because just at this moment, Renegades, they are looking to try and pressure mid. With that, have lost Inns. The man who I said actually is leading the way by quite a bit in terms of the frags. So not a good player to lose early on.
Malta's trying to get them something going here on the B stairs, but there's 2 players hunting for him and a 3rd close at hand, so this is not going to be easy, whatever he does. He's a bit of the lurk. And it does mean that presence is very soft over towards A, but Jame just does Jame things. damage done. They do manage to trade out James. That gives them some space. Buster's coming back into the angle. He's by the old jump up spot. Headshot angle as they come around. A volley for his position is going to force him off of it, and Alistair hits him as he retreats. There's a follow-up kill as well. Suddenly, this is looking good. A 2v1. The bomb going down, and a swing early. Oh, that almost was punished as well. And indeed it will be as they continue to test Pickard not respecting the op in Alistair's hands, and he shows him the folly of his ways.
Yeah, what a round from Alistair. This is what we needed. They lost ins early on. Alistair says, it's fine, I'll step up. A little bit of help from Hats as well, and we're going to get this done. They get their 5th round. They actually do break the economy of VP, and now 6, maybe even 7 rounds is looking possible. We are going to see a bit of an investment coming through from VP. Getting... They're going on to the full loss bonus even in this next round, right? So they are going to have a fine buy, at least for the final round of the half. And with an op here, apparently they could still have some impact. The James around the corner of that smoke, I think he may have got a tiny bit of vision. He does end up catching Hats, and well, put Renegades in a bit of a dodgy situation. They were probably not expecting to have to face off against that AWP. And suddenly they're in a 3-on-5. Buster peeks in on B and finds success. And now they have a stack in place as well. This is looking terrible for Renegades. This is an issue.
2 smokes do get wasted on the same Molotov, which is a bit unfortunate, but it's not a big deal. For you. Here's a good flash. Here's a good swing. Players bunched up on the other side of the smoke. Does Alistair realize it? He will, but not in time. Bullet finds his head. Sicko hitting James on the corner of that smoke. That's the op out of play. Could be recovered, and indeed it is immediately by Buster. Meanwhile, flanks on, but Ince reads this. Ince reads the timing on it. Yes. He clears it. Doesn't get the kill. Yekindar has him, and Sanji will finish off the round. A 9th for VP. Renegades, they've gotten towards 5, but it looks like VP are now prepared to shut this down before we head into the halftime.
Yeah, that's what they're going to be hoping for. Either way, 9 rounds is going to be a half here that they're happy with, but I think they would like to try and at least shift a bit of that momentum back that Renegades have been taken away from them. So they would be looking for this 10th round to try and end it on a nice double-digit number as well. But Renegades, obviously, they don't want to let that happen. They want to keep this comeback as it has been now over these past couple of rounds. Look at Inns, straight up through the scaffolding and right around to the side alley. Doesn't even really seem to care when the molly goes down. Unfortunately, he's not going to find any successes on the other side of that Molotov, and Yekindar does a pretty decent job there. Stuck around with a bit of a wild spray, so will at least be traded out, but they've kept them on advantage on the side of VP. Renegades, what is the plan now? It looks like they're even backing away from the ramp, and well, Malta's trying to push forward on mid and get some control here at least to work with.
Where are they taking us now? Seems like it's all the way back in towards the spawn, presumably for an approach towards B. They do have this a little bit of space in mid. And if they could get B stairs and then pinch from mid as well, that could be potent. There's a lot yet to do to make that a possibility, and they are slowly taking the space. Kickert, meanwhile, has deep control down by the bottom of the stairs and an op to watch, and he's going to get the kill. So that's plans ruined. Can't walk outstairs if there's no path. Malta, though, look at the spot. This is a bit tricky. If he comes back... Okay, they're going back on towards A. That's maybe not the reason for so many players here. He's going to get the first kill. Now they can pinch on towards the site, but do they expect everybody else to be here? Malta's ready for it, but he needs to get the kills. Being ready for it and being able to execute, those are different things. He's going to take another. Good play from Malta. One player in towards the side hallway. His teammate now coming to support. 13 seconds. They got to go now. Got to stop walking here, Hats. He's going to run out of time. Huge kills from Malta. He's out of bullets, though. Goes to the sidearm. Still making noise. He's lost his teammate. He can't win the round. Time is it. Malta. A Herculean effort, but not enough. We will be back with the second half here of this first map in just a moment. And we're back into the action here at IEM Katowice. Play-in stages. Virtus.pro versus the Renegades. This is map 1 of the series. It is Renegades map pick, which was surprising to all of us, I do believe, and we're perhaps seeing why. The Renegades have built themselves a little bit of a buffer here with 5 rounds to give themselves a chance in the second half. But VP, well, it's VP. This is what we expected. We expect strong play. We expect dominance from them, and so far, they've been showing through.
Look at this, though. The flank that's coming down behind these boys on B right now. Yeah, this is going to be trouble for VP if they do not go quickly. I don't think they're going to be expecting such a quick flank, and then there's even 2 players ready on the bomb site itself. Alistair is actually moving towards the A ramp, so they hadn't immediately found out where the hit was coming in, but indeed, they have spotted it now. The nades coming through, they're going to be forced to actually fall back behind these smokes and play for the retake. They are at least set up very quickly. They have positions so that they're not going to let VP out of the bomb site, unless, of course, they fight their way out. That's exactly what James delivers there by taking down that player from behind. But again, they are still being encroached on. Alistair finally delivers one in favor of Renegades, and with the help of Malta, they're just lighting the bomb site up completely. It's all on James. He's got to save the day, and he can't do it. Hats is going to be there with the one-on-one clutch. Plenty of time, of course, for that defuse, and Renegades a much-needed pistol round here to give themselves the chance now to get back into this map.
I love it. Big play from Alistair as well. 13 kills now in the map. So that was interesting. Their flank was maybe just a half a tick late, but even then, I think it was the fast reactions of Virtus.pro that brought that so close, because as soon as they realized the flank is there, they didn't bother to go back and fight it, right? What they did is they left one player and they said, all right, hit now. Hit now. We know there's players on the flank. That means not everyone is here in front of us. Go. And that's absolutely the right call. Get yourself the spot on the site to actually defend from, as opposed to getting stuck there on the stairs where you're so exposed from multiple angles. I like to see it. 4 spot AK. Only the one AK. It's the hero AK. A VP classic. Going to be coming through here. The rest of the team will be waiting for some aggression. It's not going to happen this time. We don't have the massive flank coming through because, of course, with the superior weaponry, Renegades would prefer to wait for the play to come to them. Now, 4 SMGs do mean that if they get into long-range engagements with James, life could get difficult fairly quickly.
Yeah, I mean, even the M4, the AK is obviously capable of getting those one-taps. Does spot out the MP9 on the left side of mid. They're forcing Malta back towards the spawn. So yeah, a little bit of damage being done, but at least now Renegades are fully aware of the fact that there is an AK that they do have to be cautious of. They'll be able to position themselves accordingly, and yeah, setting up a little bit more passive, hold those crossfires and such on the bomb site, and just ensure if they do come into contact with James again, that at the very least they do have a trade set up to be attempted. But yeah, here we go, moving over towards the ramp now. It looks like it is going to be the A hit that eventually comes in, but yeah, they're still down there a little bit, so it's going to take them a moment to actually get into position. Making some knives as well on their way up, so we should see Renegades having some warning and the opportunity to probably rotate over a little bit and bolster up that defense, especially with the control they've already taken, pushing through B. So yeah, they're going to be ready for this. We'll see if anything can be found for VP. They've already taken some damage across the board. Well, Sanji is the first man to be taken out of this round, and there's Inns building up some bank on the MP9. No bomb plant is going to be found at this point. There's very little time, so they do just want to fall to ensure the loss bonus is found. And there we go, 7 for Renegades, but it's going to be the buy obviously coming out now for VP. Apart from James, he's going to be lacking after the hero AK.
Yeah, that's the perfect way to win it. No bomb plant for them. You don't lose a body. You even get an AK out of it. This is the perfect bonus round now. You're going to have a couple of rifles. Yes, you're limited on 3 SMGs, but you can find ways to work with that. You got tons of utility, so this is a great start into the half for Renegades. Virtus.pro. Krieg on Sanji, as he has been prone to picking that up on the T side now. He's one of the few players Hints tracks the traces through smoke, checks both sides, and he snaps on to find Yekindar. Big piece already out of the server. James will be able to recover his gun. He was just waiting. You know he was just waiting for one of his teammates to die. And he's going to creep forward. This is so bold from James.
Yeah, I think kind of deciding against it there just as you were saying it. He was like, oh yeah, no, I probably shouldn't do that. You heard you, Mike. That's what it was. Hats, though, again, pushing out on B. This is one thing Renegades have been doing good over these past few rounds, is taking the control around B. So far, VP haven't been able to back to the spawn out there again, but this time Buster, he does try and go back and get some of that control, and it doesn't work out. He had spotted the head and just somehow wasn't able to connect. Hats pops up and says hello. Oh, that's what it was. It was a hat. It wasn't a head. Makes sense now. But yeah, Kickard and Jame, 2-on-5. They need a tremendous clutch right now if they want to put a stop to this bonus round being successful for Renegades. As you said, this is the perfect way to kick off the half. If they can take the bonus round with no one falling as well, then that's just insane. Here we go, Jame. He's up on the bomb site. They're wrapping around, expecting a player in the side alley. Unfortunately, that's not the case, so they didn't just waste a few seconds having a look. And yeah, now the CTs are all rotated over at this point. There's a couple going for the long flank, I believe at the moment. But yeah, the bomb plant at least goes down. That's something that honestly wasn't looking too likely a moment ago. So it's good work to get that extra money for their teammates and such to work with in this next round. But let's see what can be done. Can they put up any sort of a fight? And well, no, it's not looking good so far. Jame actually does spin around to get the trade on Alistair, but that's it. Hats is there for the trade. The defuse is going to come in, and one casualty. They lose an SMG pretty much. That's it.
It's actually pretty wild. The Molotov they even threw to hold in the side alley was just letting them know, hey, we know you're there. We're going to keep you there. And we're going to kill you. Putting them on notice. So Renegades now just 2 rounds back, and this next one should be relatively simple, provided we don't see a force buy come in from VP. It's possible they could justify it. There would be no utility behind it. It would be trash, to be quite frank, and I don't expect them to do so. Were I in VP shoes here, and they will call for a timeout to discuss what they want to do. You take a partial buy here with pistols. You run a fast play with the pistols. Then next round, you can get the AWP if you want it. You can get all the utility in the world that you want. You can hit your proper game plan here on the T side. Whether they take this moment to discuss whether it's the plan for this round or the plan for the subsequent, either way, it's a good time to take a breath for VP and talk things over before you've seen your lead evaporate entirely. Hats is playing with the Krieg now. I wonder how he feels about the gun right now. He's taking it from Sanji, obviously. But it's always interesting to see players that are maybe a bit out of practice. I mean, yeah, you take it over an MP9, don't get me wrong. You shoot it and you're like, why is it so slow? Or even you try and go for the spray and you're mechanically just expecting an AK and just flub it.
Yeah, no, I remember I hadn't played for a little while and they picked up the Krieg kind of forgetting that it had been nerfed so hard, and I went to shoot. I was just like, what? It's just like barely spitting out bullets, man. It's just the fire rate is so much slower. If you aren't thinking about it as you first go to shoot it, it might catch you off guard in that first exchange. But these are pro players. Why are we worried about that, Mike? I'm a noob. Obviously, that's going to happen with me. Only Hawka can truly rock the Krieg. He's having fun. Yeah, only pistols. As you said, that is the goal. Try and get a bomb plant. See if they can get some kills. Oh, no. We get a 1G from Inns, unfortunately, as he somehow burns himself alive. I'm honestly not even sure exactly how that happened right there. I think got caught while he was trying to throw the molly, ended up dropping it at his feet or something along those lines. But either way, he's gone, and so is control of A. They may have to consider the save if they don't get a kill pretty quickly here. This is getting a bit out of control. Or, well, it's well out of control at this point, rather. Yeah, I don't know.
It depends on whether Alistair can get a kill on this flank. He's going to try, certainly. And he could at least put them in and drop the guns. But they don't have that many guns. They've got pistols. They've got techs. This has worked out beautifully for VP. And since he's unable to find something, his position's now revealed. You see them draw back. This is a big round to take for VP. They did exactly what we were talking about. Buy up the pistols, put some utility behind it, run a faster play, and just try and get that bomb down. Oh, Alistair. Lucky to go away with his life. Thought he could maybe do some damage, take them down with the bomb. That's not the case at all. So there are 3 guns saved through. Renegade's certainly going to be able to reinvest around them, but this is VP starting things off in the second half. Now they've got the rifles. Sanji's got his Krieg back. It's now 2 Kriegs in the server. They're multiplying. Let's see what they can do with their guns in hand.
That's more than we'd seen in all the other games combined, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, it is surprising to see a couple of Kriegs on the server at the same time nowadays. Kickard, okay, actually gets the opening kill on towards Alistair. Where exactly was that? Oh, over towards somewhere. The bottom of on mid. He tried to push in on mid, yeah. Okay, a little bit adventurous from Alistair. I would imagine was on the up. They also have the secondary one towards Seiko and at the moment they just kind of have to abandon mid. They've rotated Malta back over from B. They're going to rotate Seiko on towards A, and he'll try and hold it a little bit more aggressively alongside Inns, I believe. But yeah, not a fantastic start here for Renegades. Very early on, they've lost the player while also having a bit of a lack of nades.
I don't mind the attempt, though. I think Renegades are showing that they're very willing to push the envelope of aggression. We saw that in both halves, really. They were doing it on the T side as well, focusing on the mid lurk, focusing on trying to get somebody around. It's not a bad check. What it does is if you create that routine in the early rounds, you force your opponents to account for it. Unfortunately for them, it means that there's only one player in the side hallway here. That's going to be Sicko. Don't know that he's going to be able to get much of anything out of this. He will bring some support in. Their utility did tip him off, but he's still pretty alone. And Yakadar now has his teammate James followed it up, and whoa, that is a world of hurt headed his way. Hats just has to save at this point. That is going to be a 12th round for VP.
Yeah, no, I don't mind the aggression either that we seen from Alistair. I just would have preferred if he had someone there to assist him a little bit. If not throwing a flash, at least trying to follow up so that they could potentially have the trade and at least come out in a 4-on-4. Because I mean, even that's not perfect. That's what you doing to be coming out with an advantage in the manpower. One kill by Hats though may confirm the ability to save over this Krieg. It's been in play for quite a while now. They are looking to actually hunt them down, though. They don't want to let a single weapon be carried into this next round. And I mean, yeah, that is fair. Look at the money. They could maybe salvage something together if they bring this one over. Hats, though, being hunted down very aggressively. Do they want to drop? Are they willing to risk losing anyone else? Apparently not. No. So Hats is going to make it over with the Krieg. You could drop a weapon. Could even drop the op over to Alistair. Still could get out a secondary one again if they wanted. Alistair could give an M4 over to one of the teammates, of course, who's lacking. And they could have an okay buy. But obviously at that point then, if the force buy doesn't work out, the issue is that they're going to have to be giving away a 14th round pretty much. So they do decide against it. That is fair. Even with the Krieg saved over, get a few pistols, give a bit of a chance in this round, but focus on this next gun round where Renegades really are going to have to turn things around.
Sort of aggression on the ramp. This is getting interesting. Gekendar's trying to chase it down. There's a player out by Cement. This could get tricky. We haven't really seen a Cement play so far. I'm actually thinking about it. I don't know that Virtus.pro has been mauling it or clearing it. Gekendar's definitely aware of the possibility since he's alone. He's wary of all angles. But I'm actually curious if we might see that come back to play in a full A ramp take as a counter. Because we didn't really see any of it in the first half either. Usually by now we've had a Cement play or two mixed in, and it hasn't quite happened that I can remember. Gotta mix the Cement, Dean.
No, I don't recall it either, because yeah, you remember either the person being checked and flushed out of it, or else the play that happens or maybe fails from it. So I actually don't think we've really seen that position being used. A few times we saw the aggression around ramp itself, but normally that was either they'd push up or else they'd chill back towards the bomb site, even VP back on their CT side rather. So yeah, a position that perhaps could be overlooked at some point. That's not going to be happening right now anyway. He has the Krieg. He is on the correct bomb site to at least have a chance to put in a bit of a hole, but as the smokes go down, unfortunately, he's not going to have any vision. The bomb is going to be planted, and Buster, I believe, actually looking around mid. I'm pretty sure they're able to get the opening kill. And yeah, I mean, Hats could even consider saving that Krieg just to get him.
Might as well. We get one kill.
They could still do damage. Ah, damn. Yeah, you need at least 3 or 4 kills to make the damage worthwhile at all, so I think maybe saving would have been the better option. Inns could have even done with it. His nades are not too good right now.
Maybe he's just done with the Krieg. He's like, you know what? I don't want this gun.
He's like, I don't want it anymore, man. Just take it away.
Give me an AUG. There we go. They stick it in. Double op is the answer here for the Renegades. Alistair picking it up alongside Sicko. Let's see what they can do. Alistair has been a shining light for them, but I think he had 13 kills after the pistol round in this half, and he has not gotten a kill since. Ints currently faces the board, so the Renegades have gone quiet. Yakandar goes for a peek. Yakandar collects 2. Okay, a ramp shut down for business. You haven't found either of the ops for sure, but you have put so much pressure onto this remaining player now. It's going to be Sicko. He's got to watch the angle. Doesn't have any support. No one's close up. They've pushed Hats deep into the B stairs. Now both ops will watch. So they're hoping that the presence of these ops will chase the players back and maybe allow Hats to exploit his position. But I don't know that it's going to happen. And if VP let this clock start to run down, Hats might get adventurous on the flank.
Yeah, it does seem like they're at least being cautious of it. Yeah, they do have one player dedicated to watching that flank to ensure that they're not going to be getting wrapped on. But obviously, it allows for potentially those players to stack up around the bomb site as well. And in theory, there could be no one flanking. They could just be stacking up A totally. But we know that's not the case. Hat's aggressive on B. He'd like maybe for something to come in his direction and catch a couple of players. But as we can see, everyone grouped up on ramp pretty much. Oh, Sicko flashed back. Decides not to stick around, probably for the best at this point. He does have another teammate here alongside to give a little bit of help, and well, the time isn't the best, so if they could drop that bomb and get another couple of kills on top of it and just stay alive and run that time down, things could get dangerous for VP. Sicko, did he get that kill? No, I think it was a missed shot and he ended up getting traded by Yakina, yeah. But yeah, the bomb should be planted. Oh, smoke goes down, he actually decides against it. I thought he heard the footstep up. Oh, he did? Yeah, I couldn't tell because he died so quickly afterwards. They both faded away at the same time, so he must be right. But yeah, the 2-on-1, it ends up actually coming down to only Hats, the man who had been pushed up on B earlier. Yakindar and Buster with plenty of time left on that bomb that they do need to run down. So Hats decides he does want to move in, but he has no nades. The kit is there at least. Yeah. But if he had a smoke, perhaps to drop it and tap it to try and bait out a peek would be available. But the only option right there was to try and creep forward and see if he could force a 1-on-1. And yeah, see what he could do then from that point as well. 14-8.
Smoke. Yakindar. He closes the round down as well. He's just so good. He really is. 20-10 in this map. He is tied with James for the lead on his side, which is also the lead in the server. But this is just the kind of impact we expect. And even then, look at VP's scoreline across the board. They were all on pace in the first half. They're still pretty much on pace here. Everybody's contributing. There is no outlier. At least not a dramatic one. And they're looking to close this map out. Not going to be much for the Renegades to do here. They got Deagles. They got a single HE. Alistair, though, hits a shot early. And maybe that will rally the troops. Now he's got a Krieg. Oh, boy. They found Sanchi. You can always tell who got the kill, or who they killed if they retrieve a Krieg. It's the only man. Nade coming on over. There's the connection. Can they get the kill? Damage done. Kick rate is low. This is possible. As the smoke fades as well, Malta's going to come try and find in for the face. Buster is up close up. One deep shot to any point on his body, and he's a dead man. James looking for the kills. A little bit sturdier. And it does seem like they've wrapped the bomb back, trying to clear the flank, making sure of it. Yakindar gets a kill over towards A. That might be the answer they need. They're bailing out. They're going towards the site. He's got forward position. He's got so much control. And now Alistair has faltered as well. This is looking good for VP to find map point.
Yeah, I mean, the health is a little bit iffy on the 3 of the players, so maybe if there was a second man alongside Malta to put in a solid effort at this, you could perhaps see something being done. But obviously that's not going to happen with just Malta here on his own. He'll hope for an exit kill. The Deagle isn't really worth holding on to at this point. If he can steal away an AK or even the op, that would be fantastic. VP don't need to give him the chance to take a weapon, though. They should know that it is very likely just that pistol that he's currently in possession of. Where's the gun that's currently dropped, actually? Is it retrievable, perhaps?
Krieg? I think it was around the B stairs. I think it's viable. I'm not sure where it went. It may have gone off the railing, though.
Oh, Buster's still here. He's just chilling. Right below the stairs. I don't think that's going to be expected.
Oh, they're on top of each other. Swan dive.
They have no idea.
Creeping out as far as he can. Malta's just testing. Oh, there we go. There's the swan dive. Do it for the fans.
Would have been funny if you seen Buster.
That would be amazing. It'd be amazing if he got the kill. Just dropping down, gets a last minute kill. Buster would have no
7
idea
in a
what
row.
actually occurred.
Again, this is apparently Renegade's map pick. Apparently, because I don't know if I can trust the vetoes anymore. Okay, I refreshed and it says VP again. What is going on?
I don't even know. Who knows what way this veto is actually supposed to go?
I don't know.
Whatever it is, Virtus.pro are going to take Vertigo. We'll just assume both maps are neutral ground. Next up will be Dust 2 if they can claim this round. They just need one more. Just one more. Let's see what they can do. The ops are out for the Renegades. That was an answer for them. Alistair, though, is already tagged up quite low. He's down to 20. Ints close. They've got some deep ramp control. That's nice to have, but he's going to go ahead and back away now. The smokes are fading. Sicko can't give him oversight, but he gets the kill. That's huge. There's a player just behind the forklift as well. That's James, who's been pushed back. And they're taking some damage on Sanji as well, so they're starting to look a little worse for the wear. Seems like they want to group up to chase this fight out towards a ramp. I don't know that that's the ticket. Not with the op watching, not with the deep control that's available to Renegades. Where does VP want to take this? I still want this kill. I want Sicko's head. And he's ready to take him. He's looking for another. He just wants one more here before he backs away. But James taking up the angle. Press on. There's another. Backing off around the crane. He's comfortable. Nade goes in, do some extra damage. Actually, substantial damage on towards Sanji as he catches that full force. Now down in the numbers. Virtus.pro is working Buster up through mid, but this might be too little too late. 25 seconds. They got to go. They got to go, Dean. There is no more time on the clock. Here it comes. Here comes the hit. And this might wind up being a save? What is happening? Buster's been cleaned up towards mid. 14 seconds. They're bailing. It's James time, baby. He's going to back right off. They have not given themselves enough time to work with it in a 2v5. They don't fancy their chances, but their last ditch effort. They will go out. They will survive, and that is going to be a 9th round for the Renegades.
Oh, Sanji just got wall banged. He just about survived on, I think, 5 health. That would have been awkward if he went down after time. He would have still had enough to get his Kevlar and take a drop, I suppose, but still don't want to lose your weapon. Well, it was a Krieg. Maybe you don't lose it. Nah, kid. Sanji loves his Krieg, of course. But yeah, 6 more chances for VP to close this out, so I don't think that one round is going to worry them too much, but it was a convincing one for Renegades. So I think in terms of trying to start off their comeback right now, that's a good way to build up the confidence. What are we seeing from Renegades? I do believe we had one of the ops there actually trying to peek in on mid in the initial moments, but not really sticking around too aggressively this time. And I believe we'll see the clash over towards the ramp as we normally do. No, it's actually just one player holding this passively for VP, so a fairly split up default for the moment. I guess just waiting out the smokes and now only really beginning to send the players over to get ready to take that control. They weren't needed earlier on while they were waiting for the utility to run out. Flash over. Sicko knows now that they are going to be coming in this direction, and oh, neither player connects right there. Wow. Fall back, but yeah, it looked like it was going to be the opportunity for a kill for at least one of those players. In sticking around at the top of the ramp itself, that will be punished. And yeah, Sicko actually it was, sorry, who's been forced back towards the bomb site. So an early advantage for VP. Renegades are on the back foot and they need to recover, otherwise they are going to be going down a map here.
Unusual, you see that op duel with no casualties, but it is Ince who loses his life. Sicko will get the better of James, though. That's huge. Coming in towards B. What can Hatch do? He can get one. More needed. Not available. A 3v2 now as this bomb will be going down once the flames do fade. They're going to be attempting to fight back through. Sicko going to be the point of this spear. His teammate's still not with him. Malta needs to get in towards those stairs, but it takes time to get through these halls, and he's nervous about a player being left behind. As soon as the girl comes around the corner, there's going to be the check, and there's going to be the kill. All on Malta now. The man must do it all. A 1v3, and he's running out of time. He no longer has a smoke available. He's going to try and fight this on towards the catwalk, but he's not expecting there. Oh, he's just spotted him. He takes that first. Swaps to a second gun. Flash over. Nade sailing in. He's out of time. He is running out of clock, and this one's over. Has to stick it. He's done. He's dusted. It is going to be Virtus.pro taking the first map in this series.